One thing I love about skating that a lot of us might not think about is that how it pushes we push our limits, I guess you could say, which most people on a day-to-day basis don't really do. Like if we have something in mind, could become inspired by something like somebody's skating clip or whatever we see online, YouTube, on Instagram, whatever. And we're like, oh shit, like, I have like a goal today. I'm going to go skating. I'm going to get this trick down. I'm going to do this, and that. Or I want to like try wizard skating. Let's say I'm going to get a pair of wizard skates and I'm going to try these maneuvers and kind of push myself to do things that I never thought I was able to do before. And I think that's such a healthy thing, not just for skating, but any aspect of life. But the fact that we are able to do that, and we have something to do that with, is very similar to music, which I always say, music is one. I mean, you're the same way too, because you're a drummer as well. But music is like one of the best things, because you could always progress on it. You could always learn something. You always push yourself to improve. You hear a song, whatever you want to learn, you go and you learn it, and you push yourself. You need to push your limits, and it's a lot of progression there, which, if you're someone who's caught in the mundane life, you go to work, you do your 9 to 5, you sit at your desk, you do whatever, you're not like doing anything progressive there. You're not pushing yourself as a person. So being able to skate helps you with that. It's so satisfying to be able to go skate, take your skates off at the end of the day and be like, yes, I learned this, and that. I feel really good. You feel so much better as a person, whether you get to look at the clip that you filmed and you're like, oh, that was awesome. You looked at your little iPhone clip or whatever it is. It's a really good, gratifying feeling. And those little wins here and there help with those, like your general morale in your mental health in that aspect too.
Yeah, I think like to kind of go further on what you're saying is and like it's what you can learn from the process of learning tricks and skating and how that's applicable in life, and you could take that to other places. Like I think that's in the process of anything learning, whether you're trying to improve at any craft. Mm-hmm. The hours that you put in and the discipline that's applied to it, and sometimes things get hard, and being like just like really determined to learn it and putting your head down and trying something 59 times to get it on the 60th try. Yeah. It's just like, it teaches you without somebody telling you. Like someone can tell you like, hey, just keep at things, work hard, and you'll get there and you'll figure it out. But like hearing, it's different than application. If you're trying in the skating, that you put the time in, and sometimes things are hard and some things are harder than others. But if you keep at it and you keep working at it, like you make breakthroughs, and then you get to the breakthroughs and you're like, oh, cool, I've gotten to this place where I have it. And then before you know it, just because you've been having fun in this process, like you look back and you've come so much further than when you start to where you are like later in your skating than when you first started. Things that seemed much taller and impossible now have gotten smaller and are manageable, and sometimes can be very easy. And just like putting that into application and realizing that that's how most of life works is such a beneficial thing, because you're taught, but it's kind of like self-taught through like just learning the craft, just like what it takes to get to certain levels. And just like, so yeah, I just think the discipline aspect put into like the reward aspect, and it's almost like like I said, because of how fun it is, you're not even thinking of it like, oh, like this is a discipline. You're just trying it over and over and over again while having fun, like, and like maybe sometimes like come on, mm-hmm. and then getting it. So just that process is something that I feel not all humans experience. Like there's like people who, if it gets hard, they bail, and they're just like, oh, I just want to do or they don't even know like how to get through that. I'm not trying to like denigrate anyone. I'm just saying like, I believe that's something that not everyone has.
Yeah.
Or not everyone has discovered. Yeah.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. And it's never too late to learn like things like discipline or determination or anything like that. When you learn as a kid though, like seeing a kid on skates, whether they're 8, 9, 10 years old or something like that, and they're like pushing themselves, they're like, oh, I want to get this trick, I want to get this, and they focus on it, and they spend like a half hour or whatever on it, and they get it, and they realize that like, oh wait, all this work was worth it in the end. And that's like pretty much a life lesson at that point, and they could carry that on throughout the rest of their life. There's not a lot of other sports or activities or hobbies like that are as determining and rewarding, no matter how much time you spend doing that. So I think that's huge too. And like I said, if you're a kid doing that too, to learn that early in life, I think that's huge. And even the other day, I was trying to do something at the skate park, and it took me like 50 tries or something like that. Maybe not 50, but whatever. And I was like, I gave up on it. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing this. Screw it. It's not that big of a deal. And then we skated the rest of the day, and I was like, my buddy was taking off his skates, and I was like, yo, Tukey, before you take your skates off, can you film me? I'm going to try this legit 5 more times. And legit on the 5th one, I landed it. And I was like, oh, that was so worth it, like to like clear my mind for a little bit, go back, put these 5, real tries into this trick, and you get it, and you're rewarded with that. So that's not something you get from a lot of other activities or hobbies in the world, I think. And that's huge.
No, I mean, we've done it together. We've gone on missions where it's taken like more than one day to get tricks. Like, you spend like a whole day trying it, and you don't get it, and you go back another day and you spend the whole day trying it, and then maybe get it at the end. Or sometimes you don't get it, and sometimes you do. But when you do, it's just like it makes it all that much more rewarding, because it didn't come like easy, and just it's. Yeah, I think
you're a true topsoul on that wave rail.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
That was 2 days, I think.
2 days. Yeah.
I think it was in the Mind Game video, the wavy rail. True
it was in the outro of the Mind Game video, like the true topsoul.
Yeah.
But we went there one day. We were there for like 3 or 4 hours, because how the ground turned at the end, like it keeps turning, so you can't come off the end. And I would do it, keep landing in the grass. But we spent like 4 hours there one day just trying it. Like went back another day, spent like another 3 hours trying it, and got it like at the end.
Yeah.
And I just remember like so satisfying.
I remember I stayed at your house that night too, because you live closer to that spot. We didn't have cars or anything back then. I remember like, all right, we're waking up and we're doing this tomorrow. We did that. We got there, and we got it. So determination right there.
No, that's what I mean. It has elements of all of these other things it has elements of what is found in martial arts. Like it has elements of what's found in like drum rudiments, in scales on guitar, and so it has all those elements in it. So
yeah.